After a wave of backlash, President Biden will now meet with family members of Americans taken hostage by Hamas. The announcement comes a day after those same loved ones were not put on the 800-person guest list for the White House Hanukkah celebration just yesterday. CNN reporting, quote, Ruby Chin, whose son Itai is a reservist, missing since the militant group's October 7th attacks on Israel, said a number of the families of American hostages were in Washington, D.C. this week and had reached out to the White House asking to attend the reception, but were not invited. Cleaning that up this morning, a White House official revealed to Fox that the president will meet with the family members of hostages tomorrow. So, Emily, Ruby Chen, his son Itai, as we mentioned, a 19-year-old reservist. We have his picture. We can put it up. They wanted to attend the ceremony. Were not invited to the ceremony. 800 people were. And the White House said they declined to comment on the matter. It does seem like a cleanup tomorrow, inviting these families in. I'm glad they're doing it. Worth mentioning, the Biden administration has met with these families in the past, but I think they would have been a welcome addition to the celebration.
That's right. And let me preface what I'm about to say by saying we assume good intent. So we are grateful that they are meeting at the White House tomorrow, yes. However, the whole point, my understanding is, of these families is to maintain attention on the fact that there are 8 American Israeli hostages still under the brutal care of Hamas. And any bit of attention is welcome. Any bit of sunlight, any bit of the commander-in-chief saying to them, you matter, you are included, and we are fighting for you. And for them to be rebuffed by their repeated efforts to be included in a Hanukkah celebration by our White House, to me seems like such a slap in the face. And now being extended an invitation for the next day, again, I'm sure we are all grateful for all attention. The point is these hostages, but an ancillary point is how these families must feel abandoned and disheartened in this moment. And when I see the White House celebrating Hanukkah, to me, it rings so hollow.
And at the Hanukkah celebration, the president reportedly talked about his efforts to help hostage families. So who better to have in the audience than the families of the hostages? Katrina, I want to bring this up in the context of what's happening politically and with the polling. And I saw this excerpt in Politico when I was researching for the segment, and my mind automatically transitioned there. It says, Biden stays clear of calling for Ivy League presidents' resignations, in a marked contrast from the more Bill Clinton or early Barack Obama-like approach of constantly wading into complicated political and cultural moments. Biden has largely declined to insert himself. Biden's decision to keep his distance reflects longstanding attitudes in the administration that it must be exceedingly careful in the battles it picks, and that in fast-moving situations, staying away from the fray is often the best approach. I bring that up because he seems to be walking a tightrope, supporting Israel. He has been unequivocal in that in word, but making sure not to wade too far in as to isolate the progressive base.
I really don't think he knows what's going on. I don't think he's in control. I think basically this reception and so forth, and now inviting these families back, is really just a PR move, you know? And what really bothers me, Emily, as you were saying, is I don't think there's any authenticity or genuine care for these families. And it's so incredibly evident. You know, when you try to walk in the middle, as you said, if you stand for everything, you're going to fall. And you have to take sides, and you have to stand behind and make sure that your words and your actions are aligned. And I don't feel that we have that with Biden.
And Molly, that's just it, taking a stand. Like him, hate him, whatever you want. But President Obama took a stand on issues. President Trump definitely took a stand on issues. Some people didn't like the things they stood for. However, this president just seems to be walking the tightrope, whether it's not designating the Houthis as a terrorist group, not freezing the Iran money, the families of the hostages. Maybe that was just, an accidental oversight. But my point is, he's not taking that stand.
Yeah, and I think the questions we raise are important ones. And I would love to get some clarity from the White House on this issue and kind of explain what happened here so it doesn't feel like a holiday rebuff. And we were left wondering why exactly this happened and why there's a later meeting. The president, when he was speaking there, did say, affirm that their military assistance would continue. But he noted that he has to be careful. He said the whole world's public opinion can shift overnight. We can't let that happen. I don't know if there was some sort of concern about having the families there at the celebration and what sort of a certain attention that could bring. When he went and flew to Israel and stood there and has said he's openly involved in trying to get hostages out and has made phone calls personally. So I don't know. why they did this, and I would love clarity from the White House on that.
Yes, we got a little bit of clarity from the second gentleman, or did we? I come to you on this, Chris. The second gentleman, his name's Doug Emhoff. He is Kamala Harris's husband. He tweeted this last night. You can read it here. The story of Hanukkah and the story of the Jewish people has always been one of hope and resilience. In the Hanukkah story, the Jewish people were forced into hiding. No one thought they would survive or that the few drops of oil they had would last. They survived, and the oil kept burning during those 8 days in hiding. They recited their prayers and continued their traditions. That's why Hanukkah means dedication. It goes on to talk about the Maccabees, but as FoxNews.com points out, the holiday actually celebrates the rededication of the Second Temple in Jerusalem in the 2nd century, and his rendition was entirely wrong. I would think if you're going to tweet something, you make sure you're clear on the tradition. He deleted it, but wow, Kamala's husband.
Well, it's fitting that Hanukkah is about dedication, because I think this was a huge missed opportunity for the administration to demonstrate an unwavering support for the hostages that are kept overseas. And we're in this discussion about the word context, which is seems to be the word of the day or the word of the month. Talk about this context. And I'm curious, in the White House, who's looking at optics? How do you not invite these people? I'm glad as well that they're meeting, obviously that the president's meeting with these families, but this was a missed opportunity to demonstrate that support for these hostages in a way that aligns to the true meaning of Hanukkah. And I think that's what's most important. It was a missed and a failure in optics. And this administration is not going to be held accountable to diplomatic efforts. They're going to be held accountable for tangible results. That's what we need, and the president missed that opportunity to demonstrate that at the White House. And it's sad.
It is sad. And I wonder, you know, there's this tweet, Emily, and then there was the gas stove tweet over Thanksgiving with the gas stove in the back. I mean, the interns need to start reading the tweets and like screening the pictures.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part is how you have to reintroduce Doug to the American people, because no one even knows his name anymore. You're like, here's who he is, everyone. The second gentleman, this is his name. I love it. We all need that refresher.
Yes, that's right, Emily. And to your point, every moment you bring the hostage families in is a moment to bring light to their story, and that's what this is about.
That's right.
Amen. Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.